Hi guys, welcome to Movie Reviews with Fee, and today we are reviewing The Materialists. So I saw this movie yesterday starring Pedro Pascal as Harry, Chris Evans as John, and Dakota Johnson as the lead Lucy. This movie, just a quick note, is directed by Celine Songs, and I just saw that name and I was like, oh, I wonder if our mom named her after Celine Dion. Celine Song. Anyway, I did not know this movie is about. I'm sorry. I know it's a rom-com, but for some reason I thought I read somewhere it was a rom-com with a twist. So at the end of this movie, I became irrationally angry. And me and my two friends, we watched it together. So we sat and we decided to talk and discuss it. And I was like, I hated it. I thought this was going to be a spy movie. I don't know why, and I kept looking for the twist. So anyway, let me back up. So Dakota Johnson plays Lucy, who is a matchmaker to the very wealthy and the very picky. So we see her with some of her clients, and she's growing increasingly dissatisfied with what she does. And she goes to this wedding of the couple that she introduced. And so when somebody when they wed, it's like, oh my gosh, you have really done it. And it's like a big boost to your career or whatever. So she goes to this wedding and she meets Pedro Pascal's character, Harry. And he's like this really kind and thoughtful, very humane, like super rich guy. Like he's a unicorn, as they call him. But he's interested in Lucy, and Lucy's just like, oh, the math ain't nothing. You're rich, you're a unicorn. Why would you be interested in a girl like me? And he goes out his way to prove that he really just wants to be with her, yada, yada, yada. Well, then we get introduced to her ex-boyfriend, Chris Evans, who is Chris Evans. So he's hot or whatever. But he's also broke. And not just broke. He's a struggling actor broke at his big age of knocking on 40. So, yeah, just given that, you can see why I started to hate the movie, because I see what they're gearing up for. And I'm just like, ain't no way. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. And the actors didn't sell it to me. There wasn't enough history between Lucy and John shown to establish this deep love connection, this deep soul tie, soulmate thing. And the only thing they showed about Harry is that he's a good guy. There's this kind of plot twist secret about him that I won't ruin in case you do want to watch it, but whatever. Like I said, I hated it. It didn't make sense. So, the end wasn't this payoff. It was just I didn't believe it. And I'll give you an example. So, and this is a bit of a spoiler, so if you don't like any spoilers, you can click out. Lucy, she's talking, and she's, confessing to the things she's done to herself to alter herself to fit into this mathematics of dating. So she points to her nose as if she had a nose job, which it doesn't look like she's had a nose job. She looks very much like she has her before nose. And then she points to her chest to indicate that she has some kind of enhancement, boob enhancement, which is also invisible to the eye. So I'm like, why did they choose someone with her body type to display this type of character? Because I don't buy it. And the way that I just didn't buy it. And I don't want to knock her, because clearly she's an accomplished actress. I just didn't buy her in this role. And I just kept thinking, this would never happen. Real people would never do this. And when you have to think like that, it takes you totally out of the story. And then I'm like, there isn't a spy or action scene or anything. What am I watching? Jeez. Yeah, I didn't like it.